Get this right, you're probably on you right now because you want to figure out why your confidence is probably off a little bit. Let's just get straight to it, yeah? That's probably the reasoning why you're at this stage right now, and you're not the first person, you're not the last person to be feeling like this, and I was definitely this person for a long time. And confidence comes and goes, let's be honest, it doesn't just stick around forever. You've got to be doing things all the time, which is gonna bring that out for you. So if you're a guy right now who's been watching my stuff for a long time, you probably realize you're in the category of successful men, probably business owners, driven people, ambitious, and you're a go-getter. So you're the person that does everything for everyone else. You're the leader, you're the person who likes to fix problems for people, you like to be there for everyone else. But it comes to an expense, a cost, and the cost 99.9% of the time is you. So what we're going to do today, we're going to understand what is actually going on with you. Let's treat it as 4 key pillars to your life. So you've got your lifestyle, your health, you've got your relationships, you've got your business, and you've got fun. These are the 4 areas of your life that, if you were to identify, they're the moving the needle parts of your life. Let's just treat it right now. If you wanted to pause this video, or if you wanted to get a pen and paper out and just rate those 4 areas, 10 being the best, 0 being the worst. And that will indicate to us where is going really well right now and what is lacking. Normally, for many people who are listening to this right now, your business might be going pretty well, it's doing really good, but you've been pushing the needle for so long, you're burnt out and pretty stressed all the time, so your lifestyle is probably in the pan. Or it's impacting your relationships, and let's be honest, there's probably not much fun going on unless you're drinking in the nights, and that's not fun, that's just normally to mask the stress of the working week coming at you. So what we can identify is, where does this come from, and what belief has created all this for you? Because you wouldn't have worked this hard knowing what you know now, because you're in this situation where you've got the lifestyle, you've got the cars, you've got the house, you've got the family, but you are feeling stuck. And I get it, I've been there, because we've been taught from a young age that success is over there, so we've always worked our arse off to get over to where success is, only to realize that I've got all of this, the materialistic things, but I'm still pretty burnt out inside, I'm pretty stressed out. And you get to a stage where you just feel defeated, and the business was really fun at one stage, but now it's not anymore. And I'm going to be transparent with a lot of people in business right now. If you've created a level of success, and depending on what age you are, I'm going to say right now that most of your businesses come from your reputation, your word of mouth, and people building relationship with you in person. Well, unfortunately, that type of business is great. It's the trump card of all businesses, but also it's actually, you need to have more strands to your bow, more strings to your bow, to generate more leads, more business coming in. That's one area. So you need to understand that if you haven't got a social media presence, you definitely need to, and stick around to the end, because I'll send you a link if you follow below, which will help you start to understand what a social media presence looks like for you, or if you're already on social media, we'll get you to the next stage where you can get a ChatGPT, which will start to help you niche down on whatever it is you're focused on. Anyway, that's another story. The next part then is, if you are starting to feel the stress of your business, you need to understand that that's actually going to ripple into your personal life. And for a lot of people, and including myself, that most men, when we start to feel frustrated, stressed, angry, we don't vomit it out. We hold it all in, we suppress it down, and we just push through all the time. You might have kids then, and you're not present with them. Your partner starts to see it, she gets frustrated with you, or you're not present, or you're not speaking to her anymore. And let's be honest, the sex life probably dries up a little bit as well in that area. And the next part is then, you probably realize you need to maintain your business. So you become a people pleaser in certain areas of your life. You give more than you receive. You're starting to survive instead of thrive. It all happens, guys. It's a part of the process. And I'm going to reassure you that this is a normal process. But I'm going to tell you right now that you don't want to be living this life forever, because you didn't create this life in order for you to feel the way you do right now. And you can come back to who you are, but you need to understand that you need to prioritize your needs. And you're probably thinking to me right now, yes, I do. And that simply comes down to 2 areas, structure and routine. Structure is clear on who you are and what you want to be working towards. But if you don't know what you're working towards, you're literally just pissing in the wind, or you're literally throwing shit against the wall, waiting for something to stick. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is, if you continue to have the life that you have, success and everything, what would you like? Would you like to have peace again in your life? Would you like to feel calm again? Would you like to feel happy? Like, when's the last time you actually felt happy? So these are the things we want to bring back into your life. We want to build the man behind the business. It's as simple as that. And the next part then is this. So if that's your business, your relationships are starting to go into shitty areas, your lifestyle, you're probably eating more junk food, because you're stress eating, you're drinking a little bit more, you're hitting snooze, and you're starting to get more frustrated with the fact that you're probably either gone on holiday or and you caught yourself in a photo, or you've looked at yourself in the mirror and go, whoa, what's going on here? I used to be the fit guy, now I'm the fat guy. Sorry, it just has to happen. And then fun is out the window. So the key part of all of this is understanding, getting clear first of all on where you are and where you want to get to. Once we understand where you want to get to, then we can start to build a plan which is aligning to that. So the biggest thing is, what is the things that really excite you? What are the things that were which were fun for you? If you can identify what was fun for you back in the day that you've stopped doing right now, because it's probably parts of your business that you stopped doing which you enjoyed at the start, and you've got caught up in doing all the shit all the time, the rubbish stuff. So we need to identify what that looks like, fun in your business, what looks like fun in your personal life, and what looks like fun in your relationship, because you've got to have the fun there. Otherwise, it just becomes two roommates together, or it just becomes like passing ships. I'm a big believer, and everyone that works for me is business has got to be fun, and you can't have this mentality it's got to be a grind all the time. We want to kind of identify it like slightly fun, like the lifestyle part, and then you've got business talk as well. They're the two that coexist together. Too much of business dries out the fun, too much fun dries out your money. So we've got to find that sweet spot. So if we could identify then for you, if you were clear on what it is what you want out of your business, what margins do you want to be hitting every month, what income, what personal goals do you want to achieve, what structure do you want in your life, do you want to start to get better routine, do you want to start to feel more confident? Well, if you want to start to feel more confident, we need to start to build habits and actions every day which are aligned to this. I have all of this in my program, and you get the hard copy journal which keeps you accountable, because most people lack the accountability because they know what they want, they just don't know how to consistently stay there. That's what happens in the program. And we need to identify where you are right now and what is stopping you from getting in there. Half the time is you are doing a behavior which is stopping you all the time going over there. Maybe it is you're doing everything for everyone else, and not actually doing things for yourself. Maybe you're getting caught up in the crap of your job that it's dragging you down in other areas. Maybe it's a client at work, whatever it is. We need to identify that is. You only know what that is right now, because I'm not sitting next to you on this beautiful bench in Australia. I need to identify what that looks like to you. And if you're avoiding it, well, that's the anxiety crippling you. That's the stress that's crippling you. But if you know what it is and you're starting to take action on it, well, that will decrease the anxiety in you. And then it's learning to evolve. It's learning to let go of things in your life which are draining you and dragging you down, and start putting things on your lap which will bring excitement back to your life. You know what they are. We need to just find out where they come from. What starts to happen then is, if we could see your life as a chart, we can start to get clear. And if he starts to do more of this in this area and starts to let go of these shitty areas, start to level out a bit more. This starts to even up. Then if we can implement fun into our life, even better. And the final part then is your business. Because if realistically your business is the main orchestra that gets going. If you're making money, everything's going well. But if you're busting your ass and you're not making money, then something's got to change there. So first of all, we need to identify what are the roadblocks. Then we can get clear on what that looks like. So the biggest thing for me when I was lacking confidence, if it was in business, it was always the fact that I was working extremely hard and putting my foot off the pedal on something else. Maybe I was caught up with so many clients that I stopped doing the marketing aspect. When I stopped doing the marketing aspect, once these clients ended, I had nothing else to keep going. If you're doing one or the other, that's probably why it's slowing down for you. We've got to find out how we can optimize two together and get you in a routine and a structure which is actually going to be showing up in your business. Then we can actually get you in a routine which is actually showing up in your lifestyle. And then you can start to implement habits in your life which can create fun. I'm going to speak about one of my clients, Matt, a top guy, chef, owns a restaurant. He was in a position where his business was doing incredibly well, 1 point something a year turnover. But he was he was close to burning out because he was doing so much in the business. He had a team of 22 underneath him, beautiful wife, kid, and he had one on the way. He had no existence of a healthy lifestyle. He had no time for that because he was doing 80 hours a week in his business. So we needed to find out what was actually going to move the needle for Matt. Simply as this. He needed to get out of the business and work on the business. So we hired in a new head chef that would actually, well, what's the right word, would actually drive the workforce in that area. The productivity got better. He was out of the chef in the world. He was doing 30 hours less a week because someone obviously took his role. and he was still doing bits in the chef world and, you know, making food. But he had more time at home with his family. He had more time to actually start going for a run again, going for a walk. We're in the beautiful summer right now. It's time to get out. So once he started doing that, he started to realize that he can have the business do well without his finger on it all the time. But he had to let go of control for him. But then the catch-22 is when you have someone like that that's always been focused on the business. If you've been doing that for a long time, this has been hardwired in your mind. So we have to then get clear on what it looks like to have optimization in your life. Actually have a routine again. What does that routine look like? So you've got to find out what is exciting the person. This is all what we do at the start of my program anyway when you work with me, is actually getting clear on what it is you want and then reverse engineering it back so you can start to live a life that you truly want. Because we've all chased success, we've all want to make as much money, right? But if you're trying to get it all today, now, you're going to burn out really quick. I'm playing the long game. I'm in here forever. I'm going to be coaching men for the rest of my life, and I'm committed to that. So I'm playing the long game, and I'm having fun while I do it. My biggest thing for me is if I'm not enjoying the process, I am not going to maintain this lifestyle. I've got to be able to have fun whilst coaching people. I've got to be doing cool things in my business. Like you right now should ask yourself, what cool things can you have in your business which can make it fun again, which can start to re-energize the team, which can start to make you come home from work and start to still be really content and happy with everyone. You've got to ask yourself these questions, because confidence, excitement, purpose, they're all underlying at the same thing. It's energy. And if you haven't got any energy, you're never going to be able to do the things. So start asking yourself the question now, if you could achieve what you truly want, what have you got to let go of? And get clear on what it is you want to work towards. Because if you're not sure on what you're working towards, you will give up within a week or two. Because the mind, the body, everything needs to be aligned to whatever it is that it's working towards. And it needs to have clarity on what it is. You can tell me about all of the problems going on in your world, but we've got to get clear on what it is you want to work towards. So if this is the stage that you're at right now in your business, in your life, in your marriage, in your health, let's start to build some structure. Let's get some clarity. And let's remove all the roadblocks, the limiting beliefs inside, which are keeping you stuck all the time, which is maybe keeping you stressed out, that tightness in your chest, that uncomfortable feeling in your tummy. And the only way that you're dealing with it right now is probably going on your phone all the time. So if any of this is resonating with you right now and you're like, you know what, I'm ready to rock and roll, I'm ready to transform my life, my business, my relationship, my health, and my confidence, I want that back, then this is a place. So below right now, there's going to be a link. I recommend you jumping on that. I'm going to send you something for free, which will get the ball rolling for you.